Think about your biggest musical inspiration. You're probably hugely influenced by them in your own music and you just wish you could do what they do. Without plagiarizing, of course. Well, indie artists, this week we're going to be talking about how you can learn from your favorite musical acts and how you can put a unique spin on what they do and make your next music launch a success. So let's blast off and get started.
Can't stop with these boys from California.
Konnichiwa, cyborgs. I'm Jonathan Miller, and welcome back to Jonathan Miller Music, helping you become a better songwriter. I make futuristic and outer space-inspired dance pop music, and every Wednesday on this channel, I'm helping others take their music to level 2. That sounds good? Consider subscribing. If not, okay. I'm gonna give you a very nasty look here in 3, 2, 1. Oh, come on. You're seriously not going to subscribe? The button's like right there. Fine. Don't join the party. That's your choice. Just think about it, okay? So a few weeks ago, I did a video about organization tips and tricks, and if you haven't watched that, I highly recommend you watch that first because this is kind of a continuation of that. In it, I mentioned a cabinet that contains a bunch of notes and binders in it, but I neglected to actually show it. So we're gonna do that now. Okay, so now that you've seen that, let's actually jump into this. Part 1. Observation. Learning from your favorite artist or band starts with just watching them. Not just how they perform and sing and their technique, but beyond that. Like watching how they launched their latest single or album, or doing your research on why a certain single was released ahead of another one. You kinda have to take the fangirl glasses off for just a minute and put on those cool analyzing science goggles. Watch how they interact with their fans both live and on social media. What emojis do they commonly use? What keywords and phrases do they commonly say with their fans? Or what keywords are their fans using all the time? What TV shows or movies are they watching? What other people's music are they listening to? How often do they post new content? Is it all promo related? Is it their daily lives? Is it a bit of both? Take about a month and really watch them. Rewatch their music videos, but with a critical eye this time. Why was this the concept they went with? Watch behind the scenes of making the music video. Watch interviews with them. Ask yourself all these questions. Also, make sure the artist and band you're researching is actually in your genre, otherwise, what's the point? Now that you've done that, do it all again for your top 5 influences, maybe even your top 10. The more data you collect, the better your launch is gonna be, because all of these observations are definitely gonna help you in the long run. Trust me. Part 2. Write it down. Get a few spiral notebooks and write all of those observations down. I like spiral notebooks because everything's together in one place. Be willing to do the grunt work. Trust me, it's worth it. For example, Ariana Grande, who happens to be in my umbrella genre of pop music, just released her album Sweetener a little bit ago, and do you think I let that pass without taking any notes? Wrong! I mean, come on, she released her first single in April and then didn't release her album for 4 months later. Trust me, I've been watching critically every step of the way. She's one of the biggest artists in the world right now. Why would I not be paying attention? Also, not just note-taking, but get a calendar. That's right, I'm saying it again. When in your day are you blocking out 30 minutes every single day to do this research? And not only that, when did your favorite artist release the single versus all of the promo leading up to it? Find the release date, do your research, and go backwards. See how far apart things are spaced out when certain events take place. When was music video teaser 1 posted? When was the single title revealed? When was the album title revealed? When were they first seen wearing their own merch? Trace it all back and see exactly what steps they took before that release date ever came. My calendar from last year is booked, okay? Now, it's even busier this time because I'm getting ready to release a new EP. It takes a little bit of self-discipline to master a calendar, but hold yourself accountable because your talent, your music, and your brand is so worth it. Part 3. Adapting. All of your observations and your notes are gonna help you launch your next single. Fair warning though, sometimes things don't go as we planned, even though we think we've got it 100% right. But it's okay. We take those experiences and we learn from them in order to improve. Also, use what others do as a template and then change it around to match where you are in your career. Remember, the artists you're emulating have a team of people, they've got money up the wazoo, and of course, a giant fan base. Like, Ariana Grande can afford to do 3 music videos before her album release. I can't. So I would take ideas from what she did and then move it around to adjust to my brand, my fan base, who I am as an artist, because you don't want to be a carbon copy of somebody else. If you can't do a music video, could you do a lyric video instead? Those are totally fine and acceptable. Some people do both. If you can't afford a full album or EP, just release a single. That's totally fine. But remember too, an album release is very different from a single release. Things are kind of changed a little bit. So hopefully in your research and your notes, you will have come across some single releases versus full album releases, because they are different. My point is, use what other people are doing as a template and then shift things around to fit where you are and who you are as an artist and who your fan base is. Because remember, a metal fan base is way different from a K-pop fan base. A hip-hop fan base is way different from a pop fan base. Although sometimes you can blur the lines. Depends. All of this work can be frustrating and painstaking, but as you grow, you're gonna be proud of the work that you've done and the music that you've made. And plus, think how happy you'll feel when you finally get it right. So that's today's video on how to learn from others. Question of the video is, actually, do you have any questions for me? I'll try to answer as best as I can if you leave me a comment below letting me know. And before you go, I actually have a little bit of new music news, and it's coming very soon, so keep your eyes peeled. And if you want to be among the first to be notified when I make that announcement, you can click the link in the description below. Plus, if you do, you get some free music from me as well. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new. I put out new videos every single Wednesday. Once again, I'm Jonathan Miller, and I will see you next time. Keep your eyes peeled. Mata ne!